Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We are having a ball of a time. If we're not dancing, if we're not singing, we are cooking nothing but the best.
Are you out of breath, Chum?
I'm out of breath. I'm still catching my breath.
Yeah, well, this is one of Tumi's favorites, so hopefully you can regain some new life into that body because we are about to go in. Now, if chocolate makes your world go around, then buckle up because we're bringing you this Decadent triple chocolate cake recipe, which is decadence personified. I'm like almost 1 meter away and it just smells incredible.
It is, like you said, Pali, triple chocolate. So we've got chocolate in the sponge, chocolate in the filling, and then chocolate as a garnish. So are you ready for all this chocolate?
I am. I'm here for it.
Okay, awesome. So let's start with the cake. Let's get that out of the way. Now, this is my chocolate cake recipe. It's my go-to. It's foolproof. You mix everything in one bowl and you bake it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm starting again. I'm using amasi. It's a proudly South African ingredient, great with chocolate. It's great with chocolate. So I've got that in my bowl. Okay, I'm going to go in with about 1/4 cup of oil. And then I'm going to go in with my sugar. So I'm using a nice dark brown sugar for this because it really enriches the chocolate and it brings out its flavors, which I love. Cocoa powder. So this is our sort of chocolatey element of the cake. Little bit of instant coffee, just a sprinkle of that. Again, great mix and match with chocolate cake. It is an optional ingredient, so even if you leave it off, it won't affect the end product. Bicarb, a bit of bicarb and a bit of baking powder, some vanilla.
Yum.
Always like a touch of vanilla in a chocolate cake. Even if it is a chocolate cake, it still gives that hint of vanilla in the recipe. And then salt. Now, let me tell you guys about salt and chocolate cake. It really does make a difference. It just really just, you know, brightens up the cocoa in this recipe. So it's a good addition. And then our cake flour. And that's almost our last
So no wonder it's like that one bowl magical recipe.
And you just basically use a hand whisk to whisk this up. Now this recipe is enough to make a double layer 20 centimeter sponge, but this recipe is excellent if you want to double it. Double it exactly. You just double all of your ingredients. Now, this is my hot water chocolate cake, right? So you can see that it's quite lumpy. Okay, I'm not going to put in a lot of effort, but the tip with this particular chocolate cake is at the final stage, you add a cup of boiling hot water. Okay. And that basically activates the cocoa. And you can see that we've got a bit of a darker tinge to our cocoa powder.
100%.
So it gives a richer, darker flavor in your chocolate cake. It also allows all of your ingredients to come together a lot better, getting rid of any lumps at the time. So you just whip that in nice and easy.
Friend, I just want to know from a baking perspective, because you know you're the master baker. There are recipes that will call for milk. There are recipes that will call for different types of liquids. How do they differ in terms of how the cake will turn out? Because you've used obviously some hot water in there and also some mass. But how does the texture or the finished product change depending on those ingredients?
So you know what, with recipes, to me, you have to stick to the recipe. Yeah. So find a recipe that works for you. For instance, in a recipe like this, if it's calling for a cup of yogurt can be easily substituted for something like amasi or sour cream because it's got the same viscosity. If you would substitute it then for milk or water, milk and water have a different... They're a bit thinner, so the quantities, the volume might be different. Okay. So try and keep it in the same category of ingredients. So if let's say yogurt, use something like amasi, sour cream. If with milk, you can use a dairy-free milk easily and that sort of thing.
And so that's buttercream?
Buttercream?
Buttermilk?
Buttermilk.
Yes.
Great.
Right.
That's a great substitute as well. I was about to say, girl, the buttercream goes on top, not inside.
Buttermilk. Okay, got you.
It's as easy as that. And then you just put that in your pre-line.
So then this would be one of those recipes where you don't have to stress about over-mixing because obviously you want it to be that lovely liquid.
No, look, when you add that water in, it comes together so beautifully. And you can see how beautifully and silky smooth this is. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So this will go into 2 20-centimeter tins, 180 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes, which I absolutely love. Bakes so quickly. And Tumi is getting ready to
decorate. I know, I'm literally even like rolling up her sleeves. And I actually think, you know what? We have had this young little lady performing, we've had her dancing, we've had her cooking, but she actually called herself a baker. So before we go any further,
You're not talking about me.
No, not you this time, Dumi. Let me call in Mrs. K, because, I mean, one thing about her, as soon as she stepped into the loft, she said, I am the baker extraordinaire. Have you ever tried a Decadent triple chocolate cake?
I haven't tried baking this, but I have done red velvet cupcakes, cheesecake, and I've done cinnamon rolls as well.
Jay's got some competition.
Advanced level.
You know, a lot of people say that some of those recipes are difficult, they're tedious, and you see, that's why I'm more of a cook, because cooking, you just eyeball it and you throw in and you taste and you just go with your heart, but baking is a science.
I prefer having that order as well. I mean, I studied science as well, so...
Tick, tick, tick.
I mean, when you're good, okay, overachiever. Let us decorate this cake, and after decorating it, I'm going to take a healthy slice for you to rate Jay's triple chocolate cake.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now, Chef Jay, when it comes to decorating cakes like this, how would you advise us? I mean, right now you went with strawberries and chocolate.
You know, when you're doing such a decadent cake, having that pop of freshness at the top is just such a delight. And it's also a great way, but it becomes interactive. You know, people steal a bit of a strawberry off the top, which I absolutely love. So,
friend, I was going to say, do you know me or do you know me? As soon as I saw these strawberries, I said, this one is for me, uncle.
Good, right?
Lovely. Okay. So let us share some slices.
Okay. There we go.
And one for you.
Thank you.
Now, it's no one's birthday.
I was about to say, it feels like someone's birthday.
It's someone's birthday somewhere. So as we get to the end and the bottom of the cake, I want everyone to give a little happy. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Happy. I do love a good occasion. Now, guys, today we have been celebrating International No Diet Day. We've thrown the diets out the window, and we said more is more. So, chefs, before we do have a taste of this delicious cake, do you want to remind us of what we made today?
We made quite a bit. Okay. Maybe we could just show everyone what we made.
Look at this amazing array of goodness.
Wow. We started with one of my favorites. I am a burger girl, and even if I go to like high-end places, if you can give me a good burger, I call you like best place to eat. So we started off with our delicious burgers, and then we went over to our fudgikins over there with some melted chocolate on the top. Thank you, Bali. And then we went over and did, how many recipes? What is it? 4 other recipes.
Yes, we did a tikka chicken pizza. We did a mzansi cheese sandwich. We did mayo mash.
Yeah.
And we did an egg salad.
Wow.
10 out of 10. Mzansi, if you need the details to any of today's recipes, simply head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. You already know we're here for the vibes. Oh, you guys sharing. How romantic. How cute. Now, Miss Baker, how is it?
10 out of 10. Stunning.
I love that. Now, I refuse to feel guilty about all these mouth-watering foods. So please do enjoy International No Diet Day this Saturday. Thank you again to Mrs. K and our incredible chefs. What a blast. But until next time, City, good night, stay safe, and happy eating. Bye.